Hey, this is Melissa 104 Action Figure Collector on a budget. I was just wanting to share with you guys my very first figure that got me into collecting action figures. And I know mostly you've been seeing my very realistic sculpts and everything, but I am also a major nerd who really likes comics, and one of my favorite, all-time favorite comic book characters is, can you see? Can you see? It's da-da-da, the Amazing Spider-Man. And this guy, along with this guy, are two of my very first comic book or action figure collecting buys. I believe actually that this guy here was my very first guy that I bought, which I was very amazed to find because I didn't realize they were making action figures in such a large scale. I'm going to slide him to the side for a minute. This is your classic Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man or Amazing Spider-Man. He is 1/6 scale, as you can see. He's what you call a kind of a roto cast figure. He has some articulation. He does have some articulation, but he doesn't have major articulation here. He's not extremely articulate. He has, instead of an ab crunch, he has kind of this twist thing going on in the upper rib cage. Then he has a twist there. These are not ball jointed, which the ball joints give him more articulation. These are not double jointed here. They're just the regular old thing there. And the foot can go up and down. But this was my very first figure, and I think I actually bought him at Kmart, and he was like 10 bucks. Very cheap, very cheap. This next figure that I'm going to show you is also Spider-Man. He's also rotocast Spider-Man. He has about the same amount of articulation as the first one. He has the same little ab or upper abdominal twist, and once again he has two slots right here where you can twist his leg, and he has that going on, and then the forward and back on the leg. So he's not very articulate also. But this was my second Spider-Man 1/6 figure. Then I believe like I said, I'm a comic book connoisseur. So they came out with this guy. Let me get him straight before I bring him out. Okay. Let's see. Let's bring him out. Okay, this guy here. And he has a bit more articulation. Okay. This is House of M Spider-Man. Head turns. Okay. He has the same twist here, the same twist there, but you can see right here he's got the ball joint. He's got the ball joint going on, so we have much more articulation and posabilities there, or possibilities with posing. And he's got that, and in his foot he's got, look, he's got that going on. Still just the twist here. Okay, but what increased was that right there, the ball joint right there. Now these arms, I'm looking at them because I haven't moved this thing in a while. He doesn't really, you really can't stretch his little arms out very far. That's about as far out as his little arms go. But this is also a rotocast figure. And so that's House of M. Then at the same time that I found him, I found this is the same figure, except it's a black symbiote. The black symbiote figure. And he's got the same amount of articulation as the House of M. and he is also a rotocast figure there. Okay, now I don't have my other figures. I have more Spider-Man figures. I have the icons, and I also have an 18-inch 64 point articulation Spider-Man that I'll be showing later, but I couldn't fit it all into one video. But what I wanted to say is this figure here I paid $10 for. This has been a couple of years ago, quite a few years ago. This figure I paid $10 for. This figure, which is actually a movie version of Spider-Man, the very first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, I paid $10 for. And this figure I paid $10 for. This is the classic Spider-Man. I also had another Spider-Man that had a lighter color. That was a lighter color than this one. Was the exact same figure, but just a different color scheme. Someone helped themselves to that particular figure, and they say now, which they say they broke it, but anyway, I had another figure that took a missing. Anyhow, that's why I keep people out of my action figure room. The reason I'm showing you this and continuing this little film, this little guy here, he was $10. There's also figures of Spider-Man called I believe it's Marvel Legend Icons, which are also 1/6 figures, but the plastic, the quality, the posability, and everything is much better. But the reason I'm telling you this is I saw this figure, which I paid $10 for. I saw the Icons box, which I have almost all the icons. I saw the Icons box, and in the Icons box, the figure is actually, he's upside down, and he has his little legs kind of like so, and he's holding on to the little spider web, you know, and he's like posed upside down like this, like so. Now, the reason I did all that was because I was just going to warn you to be careful on eBay. If you're a collector, just make sure you know what you're getting, because I saw this guy who is a $10 rather cheap roto figure, which he's fine if that's what you want and that's what you're paying for and that's what you're looking for, which at the time, you know, I knew what I was getting when I got this, and I only paid $10 for it. People on eBay can be disingenuous sometimes, because I saw this figure listed as a Marvel Legends icon. They had taken the Marvel Legends icon out of the box and replaced him with this little guy, which he's still Spider-Man, but he's not an icon. He's not as good a figure as an icon. I'll review those today also. That'll be my next video. He's not close to as good as the Marvel icons. The weight of the plastic, the quality of the plastic, the posability, it's not the same figure, even close to the same figure. So just be careful, because they had pulled him out and well, not pulled him out, but they pulled the real one out, and they listed the other one for like $50 or $60. And like I said, this is a $10 figure. This is not a $60 figure. This is Melissa 104 Action Figure Collector out. Thank you for listening.